Guys, let's start with our market commentary. Now, as we see the daily chart for Nifty, one thing is clear that yes, a downside has started in Nifty, or basically the uptrend has stopped for now or so. But something which is important to realize, over here is after a fall which we had seen of around 100 points from these higher levels of 10,450. After the fall, we are basically seeing a reverse fall as well, or a follow-up fall as well. The important point where you need to understand is 10,387, right? So after understanding 10,387, where it did go and it tested 10,387 once, and the second time also it was almost there towards this 10,380 mark. So two times it has basically gone and tested these points, and we see the support which was prior has become a huge resistance for now. So one thing is clear, we are bearish on Nifty, but when you see things so clear that after last 3 days there has been a good fall in Nifty, it cannot go further down, because now people from buy side has moved towards sell, and now they are thinking it will easily go down. It won't. Okay, so the point here is it can find reversals, and specifically around these range where it is the gap which has been formed prior, and it is now coming to test around that zone. So 10,250 range is very crucial for Nifty, and there are less chances for Nifty to crack down 10,250 levels. So after seeing this kind of selling, you might find a good reversal coming in for Nifty, as the important level is 10,250 for now. Once the reversal comes in, again we need to go out and see whether 10,380 acts like a resistance once again, or it gives it a pass and it goes further higher. Okay, so let us go and understand. Last 3 days, agreed, there has been a good weakness in Nifty. We need to go out and understand whether we can find some strength in Nifty stocks. Okay, can they provide some kind of support or not? We know the starting fall, which basically started from the higher levels, was because of Lupin and Reliance, and of lately yesterday one of the stock called as ITC was basically weak throughout the day. Okay, so when we see ITC yesterday, it had undergone a huge fall from these 266.65 levels to 260 levels, and as you see, the fall was good enough. So ideally around 2% fall would have brought a good contribution to Nifty, as Nifty was also weak yesterday. Okay, so agreed that some of the Nifty stocks or heavyweights are now undergoing weakness, apart from Reliance, followed by ITC as well, and the other non-banking stocks are undergoing some kind of correction. Now we need to go out and see whether Nifty can be provided support from Bank Nifty or not, because if Bank Nifty corrects, then these levels of 10,250 can be easily ruled out, and then they can go down towards 10,130 or 10,150 range. So ideally, let's go and see Bank Nifty is providing support or not. When I go and see Bank Nifty, as we had been discussing from last 2 days, it has come in the gap zone of 25,000 to 25,200, and it will find some kind of reversal around those levels, and which is clearly visible from yesterday and even from today. Now if you go out and see Bank Nifty, agreed, in last couple of falls which has taken place has contributed the Nifty fall as well, but from last 2 days it is now showing some sign of reversal or providing support to Nifty. Now important point to understand from Bank Nifty, we need to go out and see some of the banking stocks. So let's say if we go out and see SBI, which has its result today, whether it can provide further upside or not. So after going a gap up and huge upside on SBI, we basically see SBI coming back, retracing to these 300 odd levels and forming some kind of reversal. So as per the today's results of SBI, if they come out to be little better than the market expectations, you can find SBI zooming up and providing support again to Bank Nifty. which will in turn provide support to Nifty as well. So the key stock to watch out today is SBI. Second, if we go and see the gainers and the losers section for today, the gainers are basically L&T. So we have the results of L&T coming out. So L&T can be one of the focus stocks. Apart from that, Lupin, which has been going down, has now stopped and started some kind of uh, recovery from the lower levels. Apart from that, what I see today is Ultratech, Ambuja. So the cement pack or the construction pack is now building some kind of support. So L&T, Ultratech, Ambuja, right? All are providing good support to Nifty. Lupin has stopped correcting. And then you have ITC, which was the loser yesterday, has brought in some kind of upside. From the banking perspective, SBI is not in the gainers list as such, but ICICI and Yes Bank are also providing support from the private bank side. So if SBI starts zooming higher today, even after the results, it can provide good upside to Bank Nifty, and in turn it can provide good upside to Nifty as well. We are not bearish on Nifty from these levels, because at these levels we see Nifty can come to a standstill and can reverse back to this 10,380 mark. Important for us to understand this 10,380 mark, whether it can breach or not. So it might go retest this 10,380, might be there for a couple of days, and a huge fall can come following that, right? So, but seeing a huge fall from these levels right now, from 10,300 to let's say 10,000 or let's say 9,750, it is not that easy, because after seeing a fall for last 3 days, it cannot be easily said that yes, follow on selling will come in Nifty as well. So it can find some kind of reversals, taking it higher towards this 10,380 mark, and then after a week or so, we can find a huge correction coming to 9750. All I can understand from now, the way setups have been built, 9,750 cannot be ruled out for this expiry. So I have a strong feeling and understanding that yes, Nifty can correct and come back to the same level from where it started. Now, why do I think so? Because it has shown some kind of weakness, and the weakness has come from the leading section of the stocks. And if they do not revive fast, they can participate in the downside rally any which ways. And the downside rally coming to 10,000, breaking this 10,000 level, can easily reach to 9750. Apart from the gainers or the good result guys, the bad results will get hampered like anything, and then the result or the levels of 9750 cannot be ruled out. So be a little cautious on Nifty now. If a correction seen from 10,380 levels, we are seeing to 9,800 to 9,700 zone. So the correction can be deep and fast, and more probably it will come in the last 2 weeks of expiry, right? So that's the take for Nifty. In case of Bank Nifty, if the SBI results are not that decent, or any kind of false trigger takes place in SBI, bringing Bank Nifty down below this 25,000 levels, in Bank Nifty we can see a huge fall coming straight away to 24,000. Now why is that so? Because the rise has been faster, right? So if SBI loses the steam, all the PSU banks will start falling. Okay, so we need to look out whether SBI provides supports to Bank Nifty or not, and otherwise we can have a huge fall off rally taking place in Bank Nifty as well, because the rise was soon and fast. So follow up selling cannot be neglected. Okay, so these are some of the uh, understanding of Nifty and Bank Nifty. Let us take a few stocks. So SBI seems to be decent and good enough. Let's see the gainer list. Today's result. L&T is seen to be with a strong foothold starting right from morning, but L&T might correct if it doesn't meet the estimations. Now the correction in L&T can be fast and swift, bringing it back to 1150 odd levels. Okay, so L&T can also be looked out. Let's check some of the pharma stocks. So Sun Pharma, if I'm looking at again Sun Pharma, after reaching to these highs of 570, it now undergoes some kind of sideways and correction movements. It cannot be neglected for 500 levels. So Sun Pharma seem to be weak, and the downside cannot be neglected. After seeing the Tata Motor results, which was there. So Tata Motor was basically brought to this 460 odd levels, and after that soon it underwent some correction and made a lower low kind of stuff. Apart from that, even the gap down and bringing Tata Motor back at least to this 430 odd levels. So Tata Motor levels for Tata Motor cannot be ruled out at least till 415. Now the 415 becomes a crucial level for Tata Motors, or this entire gap 400 to 415. If the downside comes by, it can easily reach to these kind of levels on the downside. So Tata Motor can also be remain weak